It was a chilly autumn night on a deserted highway in rural Pennsylvania. The trees leaned in from both sides, their branches scraping against the cool night air. Michael, a truck driver with 15 years of experience on the road, was returning home after a long delivery. The road stretched endlessly before him, lit only by the pale yellow glow of his headlights. He sipped his black coffee and tapped the steering wheel to keep himself awake. He thought it was going to be just another lonely night on the highway. But he was wrong. Around midnight, as Michael turned onto an old, less-traveled stretch of Route 22, he noticed something unusual ahead. A young woman, dressed in a pale white gown, was standing by the roadside. Her hair was long and dark, her skin pale as moonlight. She raised her arms slowly, signaling for a ride. Michael's gut tightened. Every instinct told him to keep driving, but something about her fragile figure made him slow down. He lowered the window slightly. "Do you need help?" he called out. The woman nodded slowly, her face hidden beneath strands of wet hair. Michael unlocked the passenger side. The woman slid in silently. Her dress was damp and smelled faintly of river water. "Where are you headed?" Michael asked, trying to keep his voice calm. She whispered, barely audible, "Home." Her tone sent shivers down his spine. Still, he pressed the gas and kept driving, the silence between them growing heavier with each mile. As the truck rolled down the empty highway, Michael tried to make small talk. "Name's Michael. Been driving this route for years. Never saw anyone out here at night." The woman didn't respond. She just stared out the window, her reflection in the glass looking strangely distorted. Michael noticed her hands resting on her lap, bruised with faint marks as if she had been tied. Something wasn't right. They approached a small wooden bridge over a river. The woman suddenly sat upright, her voice trembling. "Stop here!" Michael slowed down, pulling over at the edge of the bridge. He turned to look at her. But the seat was empty. She was gone. The passenger door was still locked. The faint smell of river water lingered. Michael's hands trembled on the steering wheel. He hit the gas and drove away, heart pounding in his chest. The next morning, still shaken, Michael stopped at a roadside diner for breakfast. The waitress, a local woman in her 60s, noticed his pale face. "Rough night?" Michael hesitated, then told her about the woman in white. The waitress froze, her smile fading. "You didn't stop for her, did you?" Michael's stomach dropped. I did." The waitress leaned in, whispering. "Never stop for her. That's Emily. She died 40 years ago, drowned under that very bridge. Every so often, she appears asking drivers to take her home. Those who help her, they never make it back."
Michael laughed nervously, brushing it off as local folklore. But as night fell and he drove back along the same route, unease gnawed at him. The road was quiet, his headlights cutting through the mist. And then she appeared again, the same woman, the same pale gown, standing at the roadside. Her head tilted slowly, as if waiting for him to stop. Michael's knuckles turned white on the steering wheel. His mind replayed the waitress's warning, never stop for her. But the woman stepped forward into the beam of his headlights, her face finally visible. Her eyes were hollow, black voids dripping with water. Her mouth stretched into an unnatural smile. Michael screamed, swirling the truck sharply. The vehicle skidded, tires screeching against the asphalt. For a split second, he saw her standing in the middle of the road, watching him. Then, darkness. The next morning, police found Michael's truck at the bottom of the river near the old bridge. The cab was empty, but the passenger door was wide open. Locals whispered that Emily had claimed another soul. The legend of the woman in white lived on, a chilling reminder to every driver on Route 22. Never stop for her.